Listen carefully, because this isn't just another protest story. Over the weekend, the Prime Minister himself became the target of chilling words. At a rally in central London organized by far-right activist Tommy Robinson, a man was caught on camera saying that Keir Starmer needs to be assassinated and someone needs to shoot him. Within hours, police moved in. But behind this arrest lies a far bigger question. Has Britain's politics crossed a line from heated debate into something far darker? The video first surfaced online late Saturday night, spreading rapidly across social media. In it, a man is seen speaking to the camera at the far-right Unite the Kingdom rally, openly declaring that Keir Starmer needs to be assassinated and that someone needs to shoot him. The Metropolitan Police quickly confirmed they were aware of the clip and launched an urgent investigation. By Sunday, just 24 hours later, officers arrested a 56-year-old man on suspicion of malicious communications. He was taken into custody, questioned, and later released on bail as inquiries continue. The speed of the arrest shows just how seriously police are now treating direct threats against political leaders. But it also raises an unsettling point. If such violent language can be spoken so openly in front of cameras, what does that say about the current state of Britain's politics? What made this moment even more explosive was the scale of the rally itself. Branded as a festival of free speech, the event drew an estimated 100,000 people to the streets of London, numbers that stunned both organizers and authorities. But what was billed as a peaceful demonstration quickly spiraled into chaos. By the end of the day, 26 police officers were injured, many struck by bottles and projectiles hurled from the crowd. At least 24 arrests were made for offenses ranging from common assault to violent disorder, and Scotland Yard has already confirmed that more suspects are being hunted down. Instead of a unifying march, Whitehall was left littered with broken glass, riot shields, and the echo of chants that crossed the line from protest into provocation. And yet, what unfolded on stage may have been even more alarming. At the center of it all was Tommy Robinson, the far-right activist who masterminded the Unite the Kingdom rally. Robinson's presence alone guaranteed controversy, but what truly lit the fuse was the appearance of Elon Musk. Beamed in via live link, the billionaire told the roaring crowd that violence is coming and warned, "You either fight back or you die." Downing Street swiftly condemned his words as dangerous and inflammatory, accusing him of fanning the flames of extremism. But for many in that audience, his message struck like a battle cry. Combined with Robinson's rhetoric on stage, the speeches turned a rally that was meant to showcase so-called free speech into a megaphone for rage, conspiracy theories, and hate. And the fallout from those words has only just begun. The backlash was immediate. Across Westminster, MPs from all parties lined up to condemn the threats against Keir Starmer and the language that fueled them. Downing Street went on the offensive, blasting Elon Musk for using rhetoric that could incite real-world violence. Starmer himself kept his response measured, but allies say he is deeply alarmed by the normalization of hate in British politics. Behind the scenes, reports suggest Labour is quietly reviewing the Prime Minister's security arrangements, mindful of past tragedies where politicians paid the ultimate price. Meanwhile, conservative figures voiced concern that far-right movements are exploiting public anger to destabilize the political climate. But here's the question many are now asking. How long before words at a rally spill into something far more dangerous on Britain's streets? The man arrested is now facing suspicion of malicious communications, a charge that underscores how seriously the law treats threats against public figures. But his release on bail highlights the delicate balance police must strike between evidence, free expression, and public safety. Scotland Yard has made it clear this was just the beginning of a wider investigation, with more arrests expected as officers sift through hours of footage from the rally. For Starmer, it's another reminder that being Prime Minister means living under constant security pressure. His movements are already tightly controlled, but allies fear this climate of hostility could further limit his ability to meet the public face-to-face. And with the memory of Joe Cox and David Amess still fresh in Britain's mind, the question lingers. Are existing protections enough, or is Westminster sleepwalking into another tragedy? Supporters of the rally framed it as a festival of free speech, but what unfolded revealed something far more toxic. Alongside calls for unity were speeches laced with racist conspiracy theories and anti-Muslim rhetoric, amplified to tens of thousands both on the ground and through live streams. Social media played a central role. turning violent slogans and extremist soundbites into viral clips within hours. Critics argue this blurring of free speech and incitement is no longer just a fringe issue. It's becoming mainstream. And while organizers insist the event was about giving people a voice, the reality is that those voices included open threats of violence against the Prime Minister. That leaves Britain at a crossroads. Where is the line between protest and provocation? And who decides when free speech becomes a weapon? So, what does this all mean? On one hand, it's a single arrest, a lone voice in a crowd of thousands. But on the other hand, it feels like a warning flare for where Britain's politics is heading. When chants of hate can echo down Whitehall, when global figures like Elon Musk fuel the fire, and when the Prime Minister himself becomes a target, it's no longer just about politics. It's about the safety of democracy itself. The question now is simple but urgent. Was this an isolated outburst, or the start of something far darker brewing in our streets? Let us know what you think in the comments.